This goddamn Joker guy, man, what? He's shooting like, they say in like the last 5 or 6 games, he's shooting like 77% from the field.
Yeah, I mean, this season in 3 weeks, I think he's at 67% from the field.
Oh my good. And by the way, and this is not like one of those guys back in the day, like all dunks, you know, or all layups. No, this is everything.
All three levels.
Nikola Jokic continues to leave the NBA scrambling for answers. Despite Denver sitting at 19-6 and missing 2 starters, Jokic is dominating the league with staggering efficiency, averaging 29.8 points, 12.4 rebounds, and a league-leading 10.8 assists per game. Yet somehow, people are still acting casual about it. The Nuggets have just won 5 straight, capped by a massive victory over Houston, and that stretch revealed the full extent of Jokic's impact. He isn't just scoring. His playmaking is what makes Denver nearly unstoppable. Leading the league in assists doesn't fully capture the precision and timing of his passes. He moves the ball at lightning speed, creating open shots almost before defenses can react. One possession might see him hit Peyton Watson in the post, receive the ball back, and feed Watson for an uncontested layup. On another, he seals his defender, catches the ball, and delivers a perfect bounce pass to Jamal Murray for an easy dunk. It's not luck, it's vision, timing, and control. On subsequent possessions, he repeatedly threads the needle to Murray without hesitation, turning simple opportunities into immediate points. The brilliance lies not in flashy passes, but in the pace and anticipation that leave defenses no time to adjust. Even without key players like Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun, Jokic is making the Nuggets offense look effortless, demonstrating why he's arguably the most unstoppable force in the league right now.
Who's the toughest dude in the league to guard right now, in your opinion?
They gotta be a big fella.
Right now, Denver is operating with a 126 offensive rating. Absolutely insane. And it all comes down to Nikola Jokic's court vision and decision-making. He reads the defense instantly. A hard closeout, he swings the ball to Michael Porter Jr. for a wide-open 3. Simple basketball, devastating results. But it's not just the passes. His scoring gravity bends the floor in ways the box score can't capture. When Atlanta locks in on him, they completely forget Peyton Watson lurking under the rim for an uncontested dunk. Indiana does the same, leaving Bruce Brown wide open because every defender's eyes are glued to Jokic. That's pure control and calculated chaos, which is why opposing defenses look so helpless. At first glance, it seems like NBA teams are just giving up wide-open shots. But when you zoom out, it's clear that everything Denver does revolves.
The NBA fans writ large to please take a look and pay attention to what Nikola Jokic is doing.
Take a look at what Nikola Jokic is doing right now. Teams are legitimately terrified of letting him beat them by himself. That fear causes panic, and panic leads to mistakes, all of which Jokic is ready to exploit. This season, he's not just orchestrating the offense, he's scoring at an elite level too, averaging nearly 30 points per night on absurd efficiency. This isn't a guy forcing shots to pad stats. It's scoring that flows naturally within the offense, possession after possession. Defenses are stuck choosing their poison, and every option is bad. About 24% of his shots come from within 3 feet, and he's finishing at 79%. Elite efficiency. Step back, and he punishes you from 3 at 42%. Again, top tier. Most of these looks are what defenses willingly give him because they're terrified of letting him operate in the post, where his gravity distorts coverage and opens up teammates. And that fear is justified. Once Jokic gets comfortable inside the arc, it's almost game over. On short mid-range jumpers, he's shooting 63%, landing in the 96th percentile. And from long mid-range, he's even better at 66%. Essentially, there's no spot on the floor where a defender can feel safe guarding him.
We just taking this dude for granted, man. He is the best basketball player in the world. You just going out there getting easy triple doubles and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points, 10 rebounds, 11. He get like 25, 16.
Every defensive choice against Nikola Jokic becomes a mistake.
He doesn't rush, he doesn't force anything, he simply takes whatever the defense allows. And this is where his genius fully connects. His scoring from every spot on the floor amplifies his passing. By forcing defenses to overcommit to stopping him, Jokic turns into a one-man offensive system. With him on the court, Denver is posting a staggering 130.3 offensive rating, ranking at the very top of the league. We often highlight his unmatched vision, but what sometimes gets overlooked is that he might also be the best scorer in the NBA, making him a true dual threat and the engine behind Denver's elite offense.
And then we won the game. You know, the guys were coach running play for me, and
Nikola Jokic has been nearly unstoppable this season, averaging close to 30 points per game on an astounding 72% true shooting, and he rises to the occasion whenever the competition heats up. On December 15th, he delivered a masterclass against Houston, providing one of the clearest examples of his dominance all year. From the very first possessions, Houston tried pressing him out at the three-point line, but that strategy backfired immediately. Jokic dribbled, drew help defenders, and calmly found Peyton Watson wide open in the corner for a three. Simple, precise, and devastating. A few possessions later, the same pattern repeated. Receiving the ball from Jamal Murray, Jokic didn't even need to survey the court. He already knew where Watson was cutting and delivered a perfect pass for an easy dunk. That's pre-loaded offense. When Murray attacked the paint, the collapsing defense swung the ball back to Jokic, and he calmly drained a catch-and-shoot three. Mixing in the Jokic-Murray two-man game, with Jokic popping out for another triple, Houston found themselves chasing shadows. Interestingly, the early stages of the game even hinted that Jokic was slightly off, but even then, he completely controlled the flow, making Houston's defense look helpless.
And he said it's not easy, and I'm sure it's not, but he makes it.
Early in the game, Jokic had a few turnovers and even fumbled one awkward play, but he immediately grabbed the offensive rebound and scored anyway. Even when off rhythm, he's still punishing the defense. Once the second half hit, you flip the switch into full takeover mode. Murray threaded a pass to him through traffic, and Jokic floated it in at the rim. On the very next trip, he relocated like a guard, slid to the corner, and drilled a step-back three, something someone from the 90s would barely believe, yet Jokic made it look routine. With the game tied at 95, Jokic and Murray went right back into their two-man game. He missed a short floater, a shot he normally hits nearly 65% of the time, but it didn't matter. He crashed the offensive glass and put it back in. The constant pressure he applied late in the game was demoralizing for Houston. Denver continued leaning on him in both isolation sets and two-man actions. Even on a possession where he faced solid defense from Alperen Şengün, Jokic calmly drilled a ridiculous one-legged fadeaway. No panic, no rush, just pure touch, vision, and confidence.
A Wilt Chamberlain-style statistical season.
A few minutes later, Nikola Jokic found just enough space to knock down a straight-on three, pushing Denver up by 4 with a little over 3 minutes left. They ran the same play again. Thompson got caught on the handoff, Şengün had to back up, and Jokic calmly buried another three. On the next possession, he made the perfect read, kicking it out to Spencer Jones, who stepped up and nailed a huge three with just over a minute left. In overtime, the same dynamic continued. Murray found Jokic, who found Jones for another massive three. Jones logged 41 minutes in the game and showed he might not stay on a two-way contract much longer. With under 2 minutes left in OT, Jokic backed down Şengün, spun, drew the foul, and calmly walked to the line as if routine. Eventually, he fouled out on a tough defensive play against Reed Sheppard, but by then the damage was done. He had given Denver more than enough to secure the win. Jokic finished with 39 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and 4 steals, allowing the team to close out the game. Jamal Murray stepped up with 35 points and 5 assists on efficient shooting,
Bruce Brown contributed like vintage 2023, flying around, grabbing boards, making plays, and coming up with key steals. And Spencer Jones made crucial contributions off the bench, hitting 2 massive threes and making plays on both ends. The Nuggets snapped a rare 4-game home losing streak, improving to 19-6 on the season. What's most impressive is that this might be the worst version of Denver we'll see all year. They were missing Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun, and Peyton Watson went down after just 6 minutes against Houston. Even so, they're still near the top of the Western Conference. Defensive struggles are explainable. With Gordon on the floor, Denver posts a 106.6 defensive rating, elite territory. But without him, that number jumps to 120.6, a massive 14-point swing. Once the team is healthy, they're likely to be an even stronger defensive unit, pairing one of the greatest offensive systems with elite defense, a classic championship formula. Jamal Murray is playing like a full-on all-star, averaging 24.9 points, 6.8 assists, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.1 steals on 63% true shooting. And he's showing consistent effort night after night. Additionally, Denver has improved how they perform when Jokic sits. Last season, they were outscored by 9.8 points per 100 possessions without him. This year, that number is down to minus 3.5, meaning the team can survive in his absence while dominating when he's on the floor. Looking at the league, Denver seems primed to be the main threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the playoffs. They have Jokic, one of the greatest offensive systems ever, a defense poised to return to the top 10 once healthy, and a bench that can hold its own when Jokic rests. Even a weaker version of this team pushed Oklahoma City to 7 games last year. Despite recent defensive struggles, Denver has consistently looked like a top-tier team, and Jokic has been dominant all